the son is learning from the dad. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You all think that once Jerry goes away, everything's going to get better. Cowboy fan. That ain't the way it's going to be. No. Junior's learning from Daddy, and he's giving you priceless gems as well. Oh, I hate starting with the Cowboys, but it's kind of where I got to go. What's up, boys and girls? And it's the middle of the work week. Happy Wednesday. Lunch on us today. Well, not really. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, how you living?
What it do?
You got some Jerry Jones? No, never mind. You got some Stephen Jones quotes for me today?
Yeah. It's how you run a franchise.
You learn from Daddy, right? It's a family business. People think that when Jerry Jones goes away, Jerry's 83, 84, 82, whatever Jerry is, that, it's going to be better then because, you know what? We're going to be fine. We're going to be, because then finally, somebody will take over. Yeah, you know who? Junior. Yeah, did you ever see Smokey and the Bandit? I know it's before your time, but did you ever watch it?
Yes.
Remember Sheriff Buford T. Justice? He was the Jackie Gleason character. He was the sheriff. And he had his son with him the whole time. Daddy, you dumb baby, right? And that's what I'm reminded of here. That's what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones remind me. Daddy, yeah, we're gonna get him, Daddy. Why don't you shut your mouth? You right? And then Stephen pops up. What are you talking about, Jeff? What are you talking about? I don't know, JJ. You tell me. Maybe we change it. Is this worth leading with?
Yes, it's one of the biggest stories outside of injury with training camps upon us.
Trayvon Diggs is not signed yet. It's the biggest, weirdest, mysterious thing that's got everybody with a microphone talking about. That's why when everybody's talking about something, I kind of don't like to do it. But it's dragging, and it's so them. But yet, if you listen to the Cowboys, it is not them. Micah Parsons is still waiting for his extension. He is at camp. He's still hoping to secure that extension that'll make him, I guess he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. If you'd have got this done months ago when he wanted to do it, you wouldn't have to pay nearly what you got to pay now. Price has gone up. Other guys are getting their deal. The market for elite edge rushers has gone up because other dudes have gotten their extension. So now it's not – so Jerry's had his shot, right? Jerry's been talking, and Jerry's been telling you, well, you ever seen a contract extension not work out for the team? We have. Right? I mean, just crazy stuff's been coming out of their mouth. Stephen Jones is his boy, his son. Stephen Jones is the CEO. What's Jerry's title? Like Grand Poobah? God? King Cowboy? Owner? What is if Stephen's the CEO? President, I guess? Whatever. So they got at Stephen yesterday. 105.3 The Fan. Was Jerry just not able to do his hit on the radio yesterday? Is that why Stephen's talking? Why is Stephen talking?
Why not? If he wants to call in us, I'll gladly have him on the air.
Fair enough. Totally fair. You're right. Quote, Stephen Jones, CEO, Dallas Cowboys. We don't drag deals out. We do deals when there's an opportunity to do a deal. Certainly no one knows what goes on internally with a particular negotiation. But sometimes agents and players are ready to pull the trigger until they see other cards play. What we're not going to do is go out there and do something that's irresponsible in the name of getting a deal done 1 month earlier. End quote. We don't drag deals out.
Sounds like they are second-guessing themselves, and a lot of that, to me, goes, what happened with Dak Prescott? Guess what? A football player got hurt, man.
Yeah, imagine that. I mean, that's kind of the headlines every day. What football player got hurt, right? What athlete gets hurt? Are you high? We don't drag deals out. It's comical. Now, days ago, we were being told by both sides that they hadn't spoken yet, right? That the agent and Jerry hadn't gotten together yet. Now we're told, well, I mean, the agents and we, you see something and sometimes you see a particular thing and then what? The host in this case asked a question if the reason the Cowboys draw out negotiations is because it helps with marketing, which is a tough question to ask, but we've all A, thought about it, or B, said it. It keeps Dallas in the headlines throughout training camp, and everybody's talking about them. Now, they're the Dallas Cowboys, and people talk about them anyway. But Steven might not want to admit if that was true or not. But instead, he passed on the lifeline that was given to him, and he insisted that the team is simply negotiating the right way. Now, is it true? Well, it's pretty easy to dismiss. Just because people tell you things don't mean it's true. I mean, anyone who's tracked the Cowboys the last few training camps, you've watched this go down. It's going on with Diggs. I'm sorry, with Micah Parsons. Why do I keep saying Trevon Diggs? It's with Micah Parsons.
Well, there's also a spat going on with Trevon Diggs.
Yeah. But it's going on with Micah Parsons. It happened with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. I mean, you can go all the way back to Emmitt Smith. Their decision to wait has time and time again cost them money in the long term. Other deals get done and push the eventual cost of the contracts higher. Had the Cowboys done the Parsons deal, if they made him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league last year, right, they could have got a deal done probably for around $34 million a year. Now it's 41 plus a year because that's what TJ Watt got. And Cowboy fans, what might kill you the most is that Jones insists that the process that they are using, the way they do it, helps prevent the team from doing deals that are, quote, irresponsible. That's the word he used, irresponsible. As it could be argued that the least responsible thing the team could do at this point is to frustrate a player of Parsons' caliber when his contract demands are pretty much in line with the production on the field. Now, do I think he is the best at his position? I do not. Okay? I do not believe he's better than TJ Watt. I don't believe he's better than Myles Garrett. But I believe he's one of the top 5, maybe even the top 3, and should be paid accordingly. Do I think he should break the market that it has to be the highest paid? I don't. And if that's what's holding it up, then it's on the player. Right? If they're coming in somewhere around $39 million or whatever, then it's on the player. Okay? The ego's got to be, I've got to be the highest paid. We don't know that, right? We don't.
We don't know that specifically, but the challenge here is Micah Parsons has that strong case to hold that ground in negotiation with his agents, with the stats and the way he's produced and how he's used. He's a little different athlete than those other guys, so he's been able to be put in different positions. And again, we all see this from the outside. Whether you think he should be paid, $42 million or $39 million, he's a franchise piece. And why they wait so long on guys that it's a no-brainer that you're going to sign,
because it would be
is where you just keep banging your head against the wall if you're a Cowboys fan. Because all these other organizations realize, you know what, this is one of our best players.
Let's get it done.
Get the deal done, move forward.
Yeah, it's them in Cincinnati, right?
And next year, players are going to get paid $44 million or $45 million. At some point in time, you're going to have to give a contract out that's the largest because there's guys on your roster that's the caliber of player they are. That's who Micah Parsons is, but this is who the Cowboys are.
Yeah, and look, it feels inevitable that it's going to get done, and probably before the start of the season. And when it's done, it'll likely be for more money than it could have been done a few months ago. But Steven and Jerry have made the headlines this season with, I mean, they're not subtle about this. They're not good about this. I know they think they're the greatest at what they do. But if a deal doesn't get done, the Cowboys might finally be forced to look in the mirror and examine how they handle this stuff. And that's not all he said. So I was talking about Trevon Diggs. And Trevon Diggs, their cornerback, their defensive back, elected to rehab his knee injury off-site, elsewhere, not with the team. And Stephen Jones talked about that as well. On the same radio interview, he was talking about the offseason knee surgery that Diggs had. And the team exercised its right to penalize him. And because he rehabbed outside of the facility, they exercise their right to hit him for $500,000. They fined Diggs $500,000 and a move that, quote, hurt, end quote, the feelings of Trayvon Diggs. This is Jones yesterday, Stephen Jones. I mean, he's priceless, dude. He might be better than Jerry when it's all said and done.
He was on a heater.
Yeah. Quote Stephen Jones, he certainly paid a price for not being here, but we're paying a price too. Because we felt like he might be further along had he done his rehab here. He may differ with that, but had he done his rehab here, we feel strongly that he might be further along. That's in the best interest of the team and the organization that comes with getting a big contract, which he received, end quote. Yeah, he got a 5-year, $97 million deal in 2023. Part of that deal, there was a clause stipulating that the team would dock his salary by $500,000 if he missed, and the number's 84% of Cowboys' organized team activities in the spring. Dallas Morning News reporting that. He elected to rehab his offseason knee injury in South Florida instead of in Frisco, and Jones said he would have been better off rehabbing with the team. And more Jerry or Stephen Jones. It's just golden. Quote, I think a player is much better off training with us than he is somewhere else. I just think the discipline to come in every day, do the work is there when they're here. One thing we can do, which we will continue to do, is put in every player's contract, especially guys that play significant amounts of money. We expect leadership and we expect them to be here. Certainly we address that with Diggs. End quote. I mean, they're just ingratiating themselves with all their star players.
That one I have no problem with.
Okay.
If it's in your contract and they want you to rehab at the team facility, do it. Or have a conversation and say, hey, can I do this here?
Well, the answer was no.
Check-ins, X, Y, and Z. Obviously, there's no communication in the offseason.
I don't know that I got that from that, but okay. You might be right.
That he just bounces, and Diggs just bounces, and he knows that he needs to be there.
Yeah, just basically, I'm going to rehab with this guy, and I feel I'm better off. I think it's better than what they got. I mean, whether there was communication or not. If there was communication, maybe they don't fine him $500,000. Yeah, I didn't see that anywhere. I mean,
like he's just like, hey, I'll check in. My guy over here, like it's things that let everyone else create the noise and conversation, but they create it.
yes.
There's a reason you look at other organizations that when they pay their players, get their franchise guys in, they get to camp and they move on, and let everyone else talk about pressure and expectations and rankings, but the Cowboys just add to it. Now, the Diggs one I don't have a problem with, man. If it's in your contract and you need to be at the team facility and you're not there, deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm as cut as dry as you are, but I understand it. He never really did answer the question. You know, are you guys doing this just for marketing? Just like to market your team? He never really did he? I mean, he went on with this whole, we don't want to do irresponsible things and all this crap. It's priceless. Cowboy fan, you got to be just, what are we doing? By the way, you're probably the third best team in your division. I mean, I don't know how we argue this. One team in your division is the defending Super Bowl champions, and the other team went to the NFC Championship game, and the other one's the Giants. So you're probably the third best team in your division. I'd love to hear where you are, Cowboy fan. I mean, you're everywhere, first of all. I'd love to hear where you are on this one. 505-246-0610. Come in today. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, it's _ JJ Buck. On the Facebook, The OD in the AM. Adrian's producing the television show. You can watch that on our Facebook page, on Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico, where you've been watching the Connie Mack World Series on ProView Networks, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. A lot to do today. Camps are open, injuries, baseball trade deadlines coming, UNM's making news, NBA's going to Europe, New Mexico United are on the East Coast. Ton to do today. Come on in. Looking forward to having conversations with you today. Need a landscaper? Do you need some help with your yard? Do you need maintenance? That's what I did. Maintenance was my issue. Maintenance, I just need a cleanup, man. Cleanup, sprinklers, that's what I need. I called LaBarge Landscape. LABARGE. They are the best in town, period. Thrilled that I did call them. residential and commercial landscaping, maintenance and design, cleanup and repair. Over 80 years of experience over at LaBarge Landscaping. I sat down with them the very first time, and I knew it. I understood why they were that good. I understood their passion. You could feel their passion. You can feel their pride, what they do and how they do it. It's family owned and operated. They're local. They specialize in professional landscape construction and maintenance and cleanups, irrigation design, turf, walls, whatever it is you need. They're your answer. For me, they came out, looked at it. Leon took a look around the yard. What do you want to do with this? What do you think of this? I'm thinking this. Yeah, no, I kind of like that. No, let's do this. And it's just it was ideal. Quality work is beyond compare. Pricing is incredibly competitive. They will treat your property as if it's their own. They will clean up after themselves. Their detail is insane. You're going to love this. The yard that you want, front yard, backyard, whatever it is. And if you don't know what exactly you want, you just have space, they'll send someone out, give you some ideas, draw you up some sketches, and get you exactly what you and your family want. LaBarge Landscape, LaBarge, LaBargeLandscape.net. Go look at the pictures in the gallery. You'll realize how good they are. Then give them a call, book an appointment at 505-345-3000, 505-345-3000. I'm going to come out and give you a free estimate. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It is LaBarge Landscape.
It's Part Sport.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for...
I mean, how do you feel about that? I'm loving me some Jerry Jones because what it tells me is or Stephen Jones, because it tells me when Jerry goes away, the circus is still going to be around. You know what I mean? Like when Jerry goes away, the circus will still be in town. Opening drive 505-246-0610. Emails this morning: Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Other NFL camp stuff. Matthew Stafford's back still hurts. He isn't going to return. They claim he'll be ready by week 1. And I know that's, well, Matthew Stafford doesn't need camp, but he's got a new toy in Devontae Adams. He's got a new receiver. Quote Sean McVay, the head coach, at this point, there is a plan in place, but I don't want to do, what I don't want to do is give you guys a date. If that does change, and there's assumptions that I imagine I would have if I was in your guys' shoes that can lead you to think something's really up, we're week to week with them. Not day to day anymore, week to week. Jim Garoppolo's the backup. Jim Garoppolo can go out and win you a couple of games. He's not going to get you the playoffs. I'm starting to get a little concerned about the Matthew Stafford.
It's fair to be concerned about a veteran that's missing camp time, but even if he doesn't start the season, if Garoppolo can steady the ship and you get Matthew Stafford out there, it was almost reminds me of the year that Tom Brady had to sit those 4 games because of the suspension, and I was like, hey, nice little rest for the veteran quarterback.
Yeah, except for you knew he was going to be healthy when he came back. I mean, what makes you think Stafford's had back issues in the past? He's 36, I believe, is the number.
Put him in the grave.
I mean, no. There's plenty of quarterbacks who are 36 that are really good, just not the ones who have chronic back issues. He's won a Super Bowl.
He missed time in the regular
not
season.
A lot.
Because
No,
of the
not
back?
not a lot of it. No. And so that's why you're holding out hope. They open with the Texans at home. They go to Tennessee. They go to Philadelphia. They get the Colts. Those are their first 4. But yeah, I'm starting to be a little bit concerned there. But we'll see. All right, Trey Hendrickson has not gotten paid yet. However, the stud pass rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals is reporting to camp. Now, I don't know if this tells you that he's close to getting a contract. I don't know if this just means he's tired of being fined $50,000 a day. I don't care how much money you make, dude. After about 4 or 5 days, and you start saying, "Wow, it's $250,000 I owe. I missed 5 days of work. I owe them $250,000." I mean, at some point, I don't care how much you make. All right, I'm just going to hold in instead of hold out. I don't know how to read this. Do you?
Yeah, trying to save a little money, recoup it somehow in negotiations. And this is a move by the players saying, all right, I'm ready to move forward. Are you guys going to come up? This the same thing we just discussed with the Cowboys. Like, there's franchise pieces. And Cincinnati went out there and believed that 2 wide receivers were worthy of it. Well, guess what? You got to figure out what's worthy on the other side of the football if you want to compete.
So this is the same market in which we're talking about. You're right, with Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. This is the pass rusher, the edge rusher. Here's the mark. Max Crosby of the Raiders got paid $35.5 million. Danielle Hunter got paid $35.6 million. Instead of $35.5, he got $35.6. The Browns blew it up when they paid Myles Garrett $40 million a year. These are all average yearly salaries. And then the Steelers did him $1 million better and paid T.J. Watt $41 million a year. All those were more than double what Trey Hendrickson's getting right now. He's set to earn $15.8 million. Again, I got it, man. You're sitting there going to grind at your job and trying to bang it out on I understand, right? I mean, we're merely human. You've got to just take yourself out of the mindset that, oh, these poor guys, how are they supposed to survive on $15 million? You got to get there. The guaranteed money is the sticking point in this one, right? The Bengals evidently, according to multiple reports, have offered Trey Hendrickson 1 year of guaranteed, fully guaranteed money. Garrett and Watt both received 3 years, fully guaranteed money. The Bengals' standard practice has been basically to offer 1 year guarantees, but they've recently offered multi-year guarantees to other star players. And this is a guy that would fit that mold. Is he going to play for his $15 million this year? Again, what's his option? Is he going to sit out? He's not. The player doesn't. When was the last play? It was Le'Veon Bell who sat out for a little while. Whatever happened, that was the end of Le'Veon Bell. Right? Was he the last player who just said, "You know what? Fine, I'm not coming to work"? At some point, the team almost always wins, don't they? I mean, you say they win. They sign.
Yeah, they
right.
want to show up and get paid.
Nobody just sits out and walks away from $15, $20, $30 million. That's where that one is. And then Isaiah Likely, the tight end of the Baltimore Ravens. They're calling it a small fracture in his foot. I don't even know what that means. I mean, it's a small bone. It's a small fracture. He broke his foot. Might be back by week 1. They've got Mark Andrews there as well as their main. I say their main tight end. They co-mains at this point.
They're trending that way, but Andrews is not a bad guy to slide in as full-time tight end 1, and they see a lot of 2 tight end formations with the run game and what they do with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. But this is one. Yeah, old man with the back short, a little concerning, but foot injury for any athlete, no thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I always wonder, I got a guy at 6'6" or whatever he goes, and they say it is a small fracture, but big man, he's 6'4", 245, so he's not like, it's a big dude, but it's, in basketball you always think of centers with foot injuries. You just think of Greg Odom, you think of Bill Walton for that matter, but it's a small fracture in his foot. He suffered it in practice yesterday, but they're saying he's likely to go in week 1. All right, so that's what I got in the NFL for now. Cowboy fan, we're going to hit it again later, but I'd love your thoughts. Let me get back. The trade deadline in baseball is a day away, and Shohei Ohtani, he does stuff all the time we've never seen before. Never seen him do this. That happened last night. It's next on the opening drive. Who's watching your house when you're not there? Who's watching your business when you're not there? Who's watching your business when you are there? Could be IPS. International Protector Services, affordable private security. IPS watches my home. I love what they do. They give my family a sense of security. My neighbors use them as well. They are everywhere around town. They have officers strategically placed all around Albuquerque, all around Santa Fe. They respond quickly when alarms go off at properties that they monitor within 5 to 7 minutes. My property is one of them. Police officers, look, it takes hours. Not because they're not doing their job. They just don't have enough officers to respond to all the calls that they get. They're just overwhelmed, and property crime's been such a big deal. IPS provides standing guards if you want eyes on your property around the clock. They will install alarms and camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home in your business. It's affordable, private security in a time when you need affordable private security. So who's watching your home when you're away? You got summer vacation coming up. You got trips for the weekend. You're going away on a travel ball trip, whatever it happens to be. Don't wait to be a victim. Call IPS, 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots?
An AM 610, the sports animal.
Well, we're used to hearing Shohei Ohtani did something crazy. Well, I've never seen that before. Oh, that was the first time that's happened. 50 stolen bases and 50 home runs in a season. Well, that's never happened. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Well, last night, another first for Shohei Ohtani. Shohei struck out in his first 4 plate appearances. First time he's ever done that. They're playing the Reds, the Dodgers, where the Dodgers beat him last night 5-4. And the first time in his 8 seasons and 981 games that Shohei took the golden sombrero. 6-time the reigning MVP, struck out 4 times in a game. Second time this season. But, all right, so there you got another first.
Worried. Worried. That's a trend of Shohei going the wrong direction.
You just sell it on Shohei now? You're done with him?
They're got to be thinking, man, are we going to be good enough to win games?
Yeah,
Shohei Ohtani's out there striking out 4 times.
My leadoff.
Where did Dodgers baseball go? We're looking at a team that only has the second most wins in the National League right now. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, no, it's fair. They'll do something at the trade deadline by the time it's done tomorrow.
Got to put some pressure on Shohei, man. You got to step up.
I mean, you're
He's a
making
superstar.
$700 million. How do you strike out 4 times a game? It's
I don't know what Dave Roberts is going to do, but
gonna
he's
bench him.
got to do something.
Yeah, he's got to take him out of the lineup. Will Smith had a RBI double in the 9th. The Dodgers were winners last night. They've been scuffling a little bit, but they are still atop the National League West. They are 4 games clear of San Diego, 9 games clear of San Francisco. Padres were at home last night, and they were winners over the New York Mets by a score of 7-1. So if you're looking at the trade deadline as we hit the second to last day in July, and I know when it gets to be August now, but a lot of people start looking at what's going to happen, and we'll see. I got to believe we'll see a lot of movement today and certainly tomorrow. Dodgers are 4 clear of the Padres in the National League West. The Brewers are now 2 clear of the Cubs. Brewers have been playing incredibly well. But they're 2 clear of the Cubs in the National League Central. And it's the Mets and Phillies neck and neck. Mets are a half game better than Philadelphia in the National League East. As far as the wild card in the National League, your wild card teams are the Cubs, the Phillies, and the Padres right now. Cincinnati 3 back and St. Louis 4.5 back. So I don't know if 3 is comfortable, but Chicago, Philly, and the Padres right now are your wild card teams. As far as the standings in the American League, Toronto is 4 games better than the Yankees in the East, 5 games better than the Red Sox, who've been playing well of late. Detroit, despite their recent slide, still 9 games better than Cleveland, 9.5 better than Kansas City in the Central. And the Astros have a 4-game lead over the Mariners, 5 games over the Rangers in the American League West. The wild card in the American League is the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Mariners right now, with the Rangers a game back and Tampa Bay 3 back, with Cleveland 3.5 back. So the wild cards, more you'll see it's a little more heated in the American League than the National League. But the pennant races that you're watching, or the division races that are really intriguing, would be the National League East and the National League Central. And I guess the National League West, I mean, do you call that a race? 4 games? Is that tight?
It is. What I am trying to figure out is, why are the Padres, is it salary? They're talking about their closers on the trade block.
Yep.
Dylan Cease, one of their starters.
They want to move him.
They're listening to offers. And it could be just them trusting the core that they have, and wanting to add some prospects for future deals, which, moving around some money. These guys are on big contracts. Maybe they want to get out before the very end, but that is a fascinating one to me. A team that's only 4 games back, it's played good baseball, but 2 big name pitchers that are rumored that they would trade.
Is Dylan Cease in the last year of his deal? I mean, that's got to be the reason, right? Because usually that's where guys who are in the last year of a deal on teams that are not going to renew them or re-sign, that you figure, instead of letting him just walk, we're going to get something for him. Because the Dylan Cease one is the one that has me scratching my head. He's been terrific for them. I don't know that I get that one. Eugenio Suarez is the big name on the market that I think everybody expects to move, and then you'll see a lot of pitching move back and forth. I think, a couple bats here and there, right? But are those the 2 biggest names you think move? Cease and Suarez?
Yeah.
And we'll watch. Everybody has pieces, and this is when you hit October, and you go back and they say they picked him up in a trade deadline deal, and that kind of went under the radar, and here's a pitcher that's just killing it for you at the back end of the bullpen. Or here's a bat that came in and played right field for you and just filled a spot in the 5-hole, and has been really, really big for teams. So you'll see a few moves made over the next couple of days that that are going to have impact as you go down the stretch. Topes were winners last night. They were home at Isotopes Park or Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park, or the ball pitch, or the lab, or, well, the place over there on Avenida Cesar Chavez and University. 12-2, they beat Sacramento last night. It was dollar hot dog. I've not seen a number on dogs. Did you? Normally they tell you how many hot dogs they sold on dollar hot dog. I've not seen that number yet, but I'm sure at some point we will. All right, 505-246-0610. How do you get more people involved in Lobo Athletics? How do you get more people wanting to come out to your games? Can it start with the non-revenue sports and just, I don't know, saying come on in? Don't cost nothing. That might be a plan. See what it is and if you think it'll work at the University of New Mexico. We'll do that next. Summer continues. Hot, monsoons, road trips. Your car's a mess. I got it, man. Life happens. That's why we have On the Spot Automotive Detailing. And thank goodness we do. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes out to you at your home, at your office, wherever it's convenient for you. You don't take your vehicle anywhere. They take their vehicle to you and they detail your vehicle. That means inside, outside, under the hoods, around the rims, under the seats, in those little cracks and crevices that you can't get. When they're done, you have that new car feel. Remember the day you took it off the lot? It was fun to be in your car, wasn't it? You can have that again without the new car price. On the Spot Automotive Detailing has been voted best in the city. Again. Why? Because they're the best at what they do. Now you can talk to them also about paint protection film, ceramic coating, keep your car looking flawless. It guards against rocks, all the rock chips that come up, the bugs, the UV damage. Keep that showroom shine all year long. While you're at it, get your windows tinted for a more comfortable drive. Give them a call or just look at them online. Everything's there. Book and buy right there online. I love what they do. I know you're going to love it as well. Everybody I talked to that says, Jeff, I called On the Spot. They were awesome. Yes, they are. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. OTSdetailing.com. It's OTSdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke.
Gus is in on Topes when they win, Jeff, and look at this time over this field. I don't even know what this means. They win, Jeff, and look at this time over this field. Gus, I have no idea what you're telling me. But I appreciate the email. 505-246-0610. Those come in, Jeff, at sportsanimalabq.com. All right. UNM Athletics. You get good crowds for men's basketball. JJ, do you still consider what you're getting for women's basketball? Are they good crowds? Is it good support? I mean, you travel all over the league, and you see what other schools get.
Yes.
Is it still the best in the league?
Yes, it is.
All right, where else? Colorado State gets a little bit.
Colorado State has some buzz.
Wyoming?
Depending on
the day of
when
the
you
week.
play.
Yeah.
A weekend versus weekday. The Lobos are still the best.
All right. How do you get people there? Free admission might be an answer. Now, it's not for every sport. I mean, it's for non-revenue sports. Okay? Fernando Lobo announced yesterday that they're not going to sell tickets for non-revenue sports. Baseball, softball, women's soccer, outdoor track and field. Cross-country, swimming, and tennis were already free. Still obviously need to charge for football, men's basketball, women's basketball. But the thought is that you get more people out there. Families will come to baseball games, to women's soccer games. Free is cheap, and people will say, "Hey, this is really fun. I like the Lobos. Let's try a football game. Let's go to a basketball game." Quote from Fernando. This is in a statement. "We want more fans, families, and young athletes across New Mexico to experience the passion of our student athletes and the excitement of college athletics up close." Now, volleyball is different. Volleyball, because and they have to still rent the facility at Johnson Gym. Well, wait a minute, Jeff, it's you and I got it. They still have to pay a rental at the facility, so there's going to be the cost for tickets there. So you're saying, all right, what is this going to cost them? And in revenue, if you look at last year, all those ticket sales combined, soccer, baseball, all those things, they made about $42,000. So what he's betting on is the value in new fans. What he generates there is worth more than $42,000. I'm going to guess $42,000 of that. What's your budget? $45 million is worth taking that risk. Last year, UNM, according to the story that Jeff Grammer wrote, was over $5.4 million in ticket revenue. 5.3 plus of that was basketball, football, women's basketball, men's and women's basketball and football. And so the concept is you building a stronger community bond behind Lobo Athletics, and people are going to come to your other stuff. You good with this?
I like it because when you throw it out there, the initial buzz, free, it's going to get people's attention because it does go opposite what anyone says. When you talk about tickets, you want it to have, a value. You want someone to say, hey, I'm using this because I invested in it. But there's a little reverse psychology going, hey, open door policy, come on out. Maybe you spend a little bit more on some merchandise, maybe a little bit more on concessions.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I just, you weren't getting rich on this. And look, you could always go back next year and say, you know what, it didn't work. We're going to go back to charging. And if you get the exact same numbers in attendance wise, it doesn't make a difference. I don't know that you'll lose it. Maybe you will. I don't know. But once you give something for free, and believe me, I've learned this. Once you give something for free, it's hard to pull that back. When there's been, over the 20 years I've been running a bowl game, if we've given tickets to someone one year, they come back with their handout. The next year, if you don't give them free, they don't say thank you. They say bleep you. I mean, it's literally, what do you mean you gave me free tickets last year? I know, man. Come on, man. We're running a bit we gave them free last year. I want to. And then you're a jerk. You're an a-hole because you didn't give them free tickets again. It's hard to pull it back. So if you go back to to having to pay for baseball for softball, that we'll see. I'm fine with this. I think a $42,000, if that's what the gamble is, knowing what percentage of your budget that is, with the attempt to A, it's goodwill, right? B, generate more interest in your programs. I'm fine with it. I got to believe Todd Brown thinks, all right, that'll be cool. More people come to baseball. There's no, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. Is the price, if it's a $5 ticket, is that keeping you away from Lobo baseball?
Yeah, I don't think they're pricing anyone out
100%.
of attending these events, but this is something that you post and you get a little bit of a surge. You're like, oh, free, let's go.
Yeah, free is cheap. Can you get students out there? I think students were already free. Volleyball's $5. You can buy season tickets for volleyball, Harold. And then your first free women's soccer game is coming up in a week. It's August 7th. UNM and UTEP out at the soccer complex. So we're underway. I'd love your thoughts on this. Will this incentivize you to go to a game? Will this get you out the door? Will this get you there? Will this... I don't even know what the negative is. If you say, well, man, I've been paying all these years. What? Well, now you don't have to. I'm okay with it, man. I'm okay with him trying to find ways to generate not just revenue but interest. Because in the long term, interest is revenue. He said, I'm playing the long game. And this athletic director is in the community. He's everywhere, drumming up support, trying to find new ways. Because you have to. I'll give him credit. We'll see if it works. A lot of things that he's doing has worked in other places. Will it work here? We'll find out. 505-246-0610. Meanwhile, little by little, you're learning more about the men's basketball schedule. We'll give you a little bit more of what we learned yesterday on that, what your thoughts are. I got some thoughts on the schedule that's coming out. It's the opening drive. J.J. Buck and Jefferson Bieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. it on ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
JJ Buck.
On a morning where we got another beautiful nugget from the Jones family, this time from Junior, from Stephen Jones. It was spectacular. Actually, 2 of them. Cowboy fan, you must be so proud. Camps continue. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Game day for New Mexico United. They are in Connecticut. They will play Hartford Athletic back at the USL Championship play, where they sit 3rd in the table in the Western Conference, coming off of their shootout victory, but elimination of the Jägermeister Cup on Saturday in San Antonio. They are in Hartford tonight, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock our time. Is that a game on CBS Sportsnet? Is that right? So
that is correct.
Watch that if you have the regular, they're getting national TV tonight. So that's in Hartford tonight. Isotopes back at it tonight after winning last night against Sacramento out at the ball pitch. 12-2 last night, same 2 teams tonight. You can listen to that here on The Sports Animal. At the Connie Mack World Series last night, late night in Farmington, Albuquerque Baseball Academy was eliminated in the double elimination bracket. The United Baseball beat ABA 5-1. Some great games, dude. I watched a walk-off. They called it a wild pitch. I love to see the ruling on it. I thought it was a pass ball. It got right through the wickets of the catcher. But it doesn't matter. It was a walk-off wild pitch / pass ball. Then the rematch of last year's championship game, Southern California beat Midland Redskins. And then I watched a game that went extra innings last night where a team from Illinois, the PA White Sox the Doolin Dodgers beat the White Sox to move on. So just really cool baseball that's going on up in Farmington. I'll be up there on Friday, and we'll have the championship game. I will be calling play-by-play with Ray Birmingham on CBS Sportsnet on Saturday. At some point, you got to get up and experience that event too. That's the way that community responds around that is fantastic. All right, 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. Cowboy fan, love your thoughts on what Stephen Jones had to say. We'll get back into it again later too. JJ, drip by drip by drip, and we'll be in August in 2 days. The Lobo men's basketball schedule is coming out. We know they're playing in the Hall of Fame Classic in Kansas City. They'll play Nebraska in the first round and then get either Mississippi State or Kansas State. Kind of hoping they get a little Chris Jans on there. Aren't you like to see them up again? I mean, I love what Chris has done with Mississippi State. I think that'd be a little bit of fun.
The Chris Jan storyline with him being at New Mexico State would be very intriguing, but 2 potential quad A games with Kansas State or Mississippi State.
Quad 1. That would be good. They will host. So we found out the other day, East Texas A&M will be the opener. Former Texas A&M Commerce, November 5th. They will play on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the day before. They will host Alabama State, the SWAC champions from last year. I don't know what you think, and I haven't heard any whispers of any names coming in. I got to tell you something. Every year when you go to sell season tickets, people look at the non-conference schedule, and when the Lobos and Aggies were playing each other every year, twice, there was always that game to look at. There was always at least one, I say marquee game because for the fans, no matter how good New Mexico or New Mexico State is, that those were 2 big games in this state that these fan bases cared about. And I understand Alabama State won the SWAC last year, went to the NCAA tournament. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're a cupcake. I'm not going to tell you anybody is a cupcake for a roster that is completely brand new and you have no idea what they're going to be like. I don't know what the fan base is going to say. You know what? Let's give this coaching staff a 1-year honeymoon on scheduling. But next year, when there is no San Diego State on the league schedule, when there is no Boise State and there is no Colorado State coming in, how long does Lobo fan put up with a home schedule full with East Texas A&Ms and Alabama States and nothing to say, boy, that look at that non-conference game coming in the pit?
Well, they didn't have that non-conference game in the pit last year.
They had New Mexico State in the pit last year, did they not, or was that on the road? That was
they had them in the pit.
Yeah, so they had, at least had that to look forward to, and they had VCU.
Yeah, it's home and home. It's going to take a minute. You're not going to get that schedule year one. But you also had Nichols and Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Always have
and
had
Grambling
a few.
State
Always have had a few of those
in western New Mexico.
Yeah, always have had a few of those.
And this schedule's trending to fill that void. The MT is the same that you had Arizona State, USC. This is probably better.
This is better.
You get Kansas State or Mississippi State.
Yeah, this is better. You had UCLA on the road.
But you're not going to have
St.
UCLA St. John's.
But those were road games. I'm just talking about. Look, this will be my, I think, 30th basketball season, and one of the annual rituals is when the schedule comes out, people buy season tickets, and what am I buying? Who am I going to see? And it's the annual wine fest of well, it's not good enough. Why am I going to see Grambling and Corpus Christi? Well, the answer's always been, but look, you get the New Mexico State game and you get the VCU game, or you get there's somebody that's somewhat UTEP's coming in. Somebody.
Well, UTEP will be here
in the league schedule, yeah.
And
so you think there's
game
nothing
that
to
should
it?
Sell out with the way people talk about UTEP.
100%. I look. You and I are on the same page on UTEP.
I'm with you, but I don't think you're going to get that wow schedule this year. You're not. So what can you do? Because non-conference scheduling teams don't want to play you. Like power conference teams don't play road games.
That's right.
So can you pepper the A10 West Coast Conference?
Yes.
That's what you got to be doing.
Yes.
Yeah,
where's that schedule? Santa Clara game, or where you went to
that would
St.
be a great regular season game.
It would be, yeah. You've been to
closed door scrimmage.
Right. Why isn't that a regular season game? You've been to St. Mary's twice over the last 2 years. Why can't you get a return? Why isn't St. Mary's just one of the? All I'm saying is, give me one of those to show your fan base, hey, our preseason or our non-conference schedule is highlighted by West Coast Conference, Power, St. Mary, or somebody. I'm just telling you, it's coming.
And you need to attack mid-major basketball in the non-conference because those are schools that you should be able to have legit home-and-home conversations with. Like we saw VCU on the schedule. There's plenty of teams that you should be able to get in those rooms with those coaches and go, all right, come on. Look, we're good mid-major programs.
We both need it.
Let's go. We need this for our non-conference schedule. And the fact is, New Mexico and New Mexico State have to play twice. That needs to be on the schedule twice.
And I guess there was talk of that coming back twice, but probably not this year. And I don't know why not this year, if they're both still putting their schedules together. I mean, marry this thing up. I told you when it happened, I think it was a mistake that they went to just once a year. Well, Jeff, I mean, nobody else does that. I don't care. It's kind of what made this one pretty special is that it's one of the few non-conference rivalries that you play home and home. And it did make it special, and it does mean that much to both of these fan bases. And I'm glad that there's talk of doing it again. I'd like to see it done this year. I think both schools benefit. Because to your point, I just think this kind of harps on your point. Because you're right. It's harder and harder and harder to schedule non-conference for a non-power school. And a program like New Mexico, and even what New Mexico State wants to be, and were for a while, it's become harder, if not impossible, to get good opponents to play in your building. And so if you can get that game every year guaranteed, well, Jeff, I mean, New Mexico State's going to drag down our net. I don't know, are they? And by the way,
at this point, if you're stuck on that because you can't be a fan that understands that's a rival, but that pops in ticket sales, like New Mexico State is not the reason you'll miss the NCAA tournament. Because, we played them once on the schedule. Everyone else you schedule.
Yeah.
Guess what? You play New Mexico State twice instead of sliding in Nichols or Grambling.
I mean, it seems pretty easy to me.
They're doing probably worse for your
Well, and what's New Mexico
net
State
ranking.
got, right? I mean, and I haven't seen their schedule either. I just think as hard as it is to schedule, and coaches aren't wrong. Look, I've been hearing this since Dave Bliss told it to me when I first got here. Power schools don't want to come to the pit. There's nothing for them to gain and everything for them to lose. I got it. I don't believe it's an excuse. You're not getting, the UCLAs don't want to come here. But if you get to your point, man, I think you need to be scheduling not just the A10 and the West Coast Conference. I would be talking to schools in the American. How about
Absolutely.
Memphis? How about a home and home with Memphis? How cool would that be?
Yeah, I'm looking at
FAU
the end of last year, and this turnover. But you're like, all right, what does that mean? Where should you be looking for games?
How about North Texas?
Yes, and they've been on the schedule.
They have been on the schedule. UTSA's been on the schedule.
Yeah, but it's teams, A10 as we said. You just
St. Mary's, Santa Clara,
West Coast Conference. There's
yes, and now Pac-12 schools. By the way, in future years, don't you want to see non-conference games against Colorado State, San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State? Don't you want to see those? Tell me why that shouldn't happen. Those are regional. Those are rival games. Those will fire up the fan base. You play, and I think you got to have two going, at least two going each time. I think so now this year you're on the road. You have one with VCU. You're away, so you got to have one that with Memphis, with Florida Atlantic, with North Texas, where you've got one at home, right? So you got one on the road, one at home each year. I just think you've got to give your fan base something to look forward to at home.
Yeah, because it might not be a name that you're drawn to, but then this fan base understands resumes enough that when you start saying, we have High Point on the schedule, and like, they were
with Alan Huss.
Yeah, it was like, top 85 team last year, St. Joseph's, things like that. Like, there's
Dayton,
plenty of teams out there that mid-major basketball should go after each other and should be playing home and home.
100%. Dayton would be a great one, right? Your programs are so similar. I get it. It's not regional, but I mean, it's not that damn far, dude. It really isn't.
Because you're also just looking for that home game.
Here's the other thing, dude. Is the schedule going to be good enough? You're going to have these two games, right? You're going to have the Kansas State or you're going to have Nebraska and then either Kansas State or Mississippi State. Is the rest of it good enough to be considered at large? You're going to have enough meat on the bone when we start having bracketology conversations in January. Now, it depends what everybody else does. Is Alabama State and East Texas A&M going to be okay? I mean, that's the other piece of it, right? That's why Pitino overscheduled last year.
And that one wasn't enough.
Almost. Right. I mean, yes. But he had UCLA, St. John's, VCU. What else do we have? What was the MT last year? It was USC.
They played
Arizona State.
Arizona State.
And USC. Yeah. Is there going to be enough meat on this bone? Okay, like if you want to compare it to last year, you got that Arizona State USC game. That's kind of what you're playing with Nebraska and Mississippi State or Kansas State. But you'll have VCU on the road. But what you don't have is that neutral site game against UCLA, which you won, and the true road game against St. John's, which you lost, which were big factors in helping their net ranking. But we'll see. What are your goals for this year? And I understand, man, it's brand new. But what are your goals for this year? And is this schedule going to get you there? And I wonder where the fan base is going to be, because you're used to having something. There's a little meat for me. I had VCU and New Mexico State coming in last year, non-conference. I know you want me to get it fired up for Lobo basketball, and there's only so much fired up Lobo fans going to get for Alabama State and East Texas A&M. And
well, those are always going to be on.
I 100%. Yes. So what's my highlight on the schedule? And have you heard any whispers on that? Maybe there is something.
I'm sure there's going to be a game released for like or
I hope
potentially
so.
The start of a home and home. But again, it's not easy, but it's I'm West Coast Conference, Big West, American, A10, Missouri Valley Conference.
Yes.
Plenty
something
of
you go okay. You don't even have to blow my socks off. Give me a couple okay games, and I think that you filled that void. 505-246-0610. Lobo fan, though, you're going to look at that basketball schedule. You're going to buy season tickets. I mean, how do you feel about that? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Shopping for a ring, a watch, a pair of diamond stud earrings, any piece of fine jewelry, John Thomas Jewelers is your spot. John Thomas Jewelers has become my jewelry store. From the second I walked in the place, it's just different, man. They are the best jewelry store in the city, period, bar none. And you'll understand it the second you walk into the third floor of the Lewis University building. They got a state-of-the-art design center right there. And right now, what they're doing is pretty amazing. They've got something called the No Regrets engagement ring. So what does that mean? Look, you're getting engaged. They've got over 3,000 bridal sets, men's and women's, on hand for you to try on, look at, see what you like. And if you don't see exactly what you want, design it. Have them make it. You'll see whatever you design in 3D. They'll preview a 3D printed wax version for you before they make it in precious metal. And then if she wants something different, then if she loves you but doesn't love the ring, you've got a full year to redesign that ring after you propose. There's no penalty on it, not even on custom rings. Their rings come with a free, lifetime, nationwide warranty. They're diamonds, hand-selected by John Thomas Jewelers in Antwerp, Belgium, which is the diamond capital of the world. What that means to you is you cannot find a better, finer diamond anywhere. It is the No Regrets engagement ring, and it is exclusively at John Thomas Jewelers. Go by and see it. Pretty amazing place. Third floor, Lewis University building. On Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. You'll see why they've been voted best jeweler in Albuquerque 5 straight years and named one of America's coolest jewelry stores. It's John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain.
60610, you're welcome to get in today. Anything we talked about. Update on the NFL, the Isaiah Likely small fracture story in his foot. He left practice yesterday with a small fracture, they call it. Diana Rossini reported this morning he's going to have surgery immediately to stabilize that small fracture. He was carted off the field yesterday. The tight end for the Ravens, optimistic that he could return in early September. So that whole he'll be ready for opening day thing, according to Diana Rossini, is out the window on Isaiah Likely. Keep that in mind when you're drafting tight ends in your fantasy football league. Just telling you. That went from a small fracture, he'll be fine, to now he's having surgery, and he should maybe be back at the end of September.
That concerns me when it's a foot injury for an athlete. Those things linger.
Yep. All right, 505-246-0610. Let me get you some of the emails that have come in this morning. Rod says, class breakdown. Jefferson, one thing I learned working at a dorm for 4 years. They probably didn't cover this in the new student orientation. So he tells me, JJ, when Austin's a freshman, he'll check into the dorm the week before the class with teary-eyed parents. By the way, this is the last time you see parents on campus until graduation. No, I'm gonna move her in for her sophomore year. Sophomore year, they're checking the Friday before class just in time for the parties, the first parties of the semester. I believe that to be right. Although I think we're moving in Thursday when the parties start. So I think that's right. Juniors stumble in the night before their first class, and seniors check in the first week of class or after Labor Day, whichever is later. All right, I appreciate the update. Thank you, Rob. Mike is in on the free cost or the free attendance for Lobo non-revenue sports. Hip hip hooray, he says. Jeff, coaches are now apparently going to work pro bono. Lobo's finally bringing down the cost of these sports so everyone can get in for free. No, coaches aren't working for pro bono. I don't
think the ticket sales are paying the coaches' salaries.
I promise you that $42,000 that they generated in non-revenue sports ticket revenue didn't pay their coaches' salaries. I promise you that's not right. Sid said, it must be sweeps month on the big stick. Mr. Symbieta, they're really hyping your appearance. I think I'm on with TJ tomorrow. So if you if you don't get enough of me here, you can get me with some TJ tomorrow. We had a conversation again about football with Sean Ryder yesterday. Sean Ryder's the Albuquerque Journal beat writer for Lobo football. And he for the Journal, he was in yesterday. Gopher says this program, the football program, has been, quote, invested in, quote, in. From the Toad Deem, tuition waivers, and an indoor practice facility, to an ill-planned expansion to satisfy the massive ego of a former athletic director, Lobo football has been invested in. When is enough enough? When I hear folks wanting to drop $300 or $400 million on a university stadium renovation, when you only have $1 million in ticket sales a season, you're never going to recover that. It's from Gopher. The Toad Deem was in 1995, if I'm not mistaken. The tuition waivers, is that what we're talking about, the student fees? Is that what he's talking about? Are there waivers for tuition? Because they have to pay tuition.
You know, I changed my oil on my 1981 Ford Pinto. Don't need to update anything on that car. We're good.
Well, no, I want to, because that's a fair analogy. I don't know what he's talking about in tuition waivers. I don't know. I mean, they have to pay tuition. Now, if you're talking about the student fees, yeah, they did raise those to get to close to the middle of the pack of their peer institutions, what they're getting. They got an indoor practice facility in 2000, right, when Rocky was here. Maybe it was 2001. So about 25 years ago, 24 years ago, they got a new practice. All right, so they 30 years ago they got, or 1995. So 30 years ago they got the Toad Deem. The indoor practice facility went up about 20 years ago. Ill-planned expansion to satisfy the massive ego of the former AD. So when they closed, I'm going to guess talk about when they closed the north end of the stadium. I believe that to be 1997 or 8. So that was 28 years ago. So you're right. Gopher, you're right. 30 years ago, they built the Toad Deem, and 20 years ago, they built the indoor, and 27 years ago, they enclosed the stadium. No, you're right. I mean, enough's enough. Remember when they put in new carpet in the locker room? This was about 5 years ago. Do you remember this one? Bob Davey.
Yes. People are like, oh, we're spending money on carpet and lockers now?
People lost their bleeping minds that it cost, what was it, like $200,000 or whatever the number was?
No, I got a guy. I can cut you a deal on some carpet installation.
I mean, you got a home, I don't know, 25 years later, because that's when those lockers were built. I mean, did you change your carpet or floors? Now, will you recover the money? That's another conversation. If you're going to put $300 to $400 million in, do you recover the money? Long term, yeah. You're going to be able to generate more ticket revenue, I do believe, because something newer people will come. I do believe your product's going to be better. I guess so what do you suggest then? Okay, so you said enough is enough. Okay. I'm not mad at you. I just want to point out in investments that you refer to, the Toad Diem's 30 plus years old. The indoor is 20 years old. The expansion of the stadium is 24, 5 years old. And you say, when is enough enough? So, Gopher, I encourage you, and hit me back on that. I'm not mad at you. I'm not yelling at you. What do you suggest then? Just leave it alone? Just keep not investing anymore? And like, so what have you invested in the last 30 years, 20 years? When all your peer institutions, and I say peer institutions, the teams with whom you compete in a league, who have now, many of them split off and left you behind, have built new stadiums, have invested in football, whether that means in nutrition, whether that means, whatever it means. They've all left you behind. So what do you suggest? Is that a fair question?
Yes.
Tell me where I'm wrong in here. Toad Diem, tuition waivers, indoor practice facility, and an ill-planned expansion to satisfy the massive ego of the former AD. The most recent of those is the indoor, 20 plus years. So what do you suggest, Gopher? Is it drop football? Is it just continue to do what you're doing? You tell me, because whatever you're doing hasn't worked consistently, and you are lagging behind all your peer institutions in regards to investment in football. So, James says, Jeff, he said, Danny Gonzalez, when I heard that caller yesterday, Grady, say we need to invest in local football programs so they can be more like Arizona, the first thing that came to my mind is the Cats have Danny Gonzalez. Enough said. When you're a caller trying to make a point, you might want to come up with a stronger argument than that. If that's what you think is running their football program, the defensive coordinator, that's kind of on you, James. I get it. You don't like Danny. And
that one, was there, maybe stole a date in high school,
from
took
this
the girl
guy?
to the dance that he wanted to take.
Yeah. That might have happened.
Cut off in traffic. There was something that.
Yeah, this guy didn't like Danny. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll hit the phones when we get back. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Appreciate Gopher responding. So Gopher said on the email that football's been invested in, that the toe diem and tuition waivers and an indoor practice facility and expansion of the stadium and when's enough enough, which and I responded by asking him, none of those are any more recent than 20 plus years. What do you please, like I'm not mad at you. So what do you suggest? And he did respond, although in vague terms. He says it means before throwing money around, there better be a plan with very specific goals. More of a plan than across the street, which was spend $60 million and hope events flock to University Arena. You know why you haven't heard a story about suites being unsold and costing money lately? You know why there hasn't been one of those in the last bunch of years? because if you go up to the suite level, almost all the suites are sold every night. They're generating revenue. They're doing what they were intended to do. And I don't know how many of you that complain about taking away seats and whatever because capacity went from 18 to 15, 450, whatever. How many of you sat in the mezzanine ever? In those old seats? Ever sat up in the mezzanine? I mean, some of you did because those seats were sold. I get it. There's a lot of things about that renovation that don't work. The concourses weren't really expanded that well. The seating is still the same exact seating for us common folk in the pit, right? You're on bench seating and whatever. It's cramped. I got that. But, yeah, Gopher, I appreciate the response. I don't know that there's any specifics in there other than you want more of a plan. But I would argue with you, man. Yeah, you invested in the Toe Diem in 95 or whatever, and a practice facility in 99 or 2000 and expanded the stadium in 97. And in this century, you've done what? And your peer institutions have all invested and have left you behind. And so continue to do what you've done, and you'll continue to be who you've been, and you'll continue to get left behind. And there will be realignment again. That's all I'm saying.
Is it a football stadium or the fairgrounds?
Yeah, I mean, how many events do you want in there? And I get it. You want more than 7 events a year.
But at the core of it, what is it? It's a football stadium.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you want to modernize that football stadium for the fans.
Look,
could that lead to other events? Sure.
Look, you and I firmly believe high school football should be played there. Firmly believe that, right?
So what the plan would be to make it better for the fans.
That's correct. And then they'll want to go. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Hey, good morning. Heading out to Lobo football, speaking of football, and checking out the first day of practice.
Nice. All
so
right.
I'll have my thoughts on that tomorrow. And you can tell a lot, and you've been to a lot of practices, Jeff, just about how the team conducts themselves and how enthusiastic they are and how quickly they move through drills and how many times they have to do it over. And one of the most amazing things in my life is I got to watch a Bo Schembechler practice. Now, all practices at Michigan were closed. But I had a law professor who was friends with Bo, and I guess he put the word in. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but they made a mistake on my student ID my first year, and my name was Rudolph Bo Chavez. Did you know that?
Did not.
Yeah, so I showed the security guard, and Coach Schembechler even came by. And when we saw it, he recognized my name from Professor Plant, and he said, "You can stay, but don't ever tell anybody that I let you stay." And I never told anybody, but that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He walked behind the offensive line with a yardstick and was measuring their splits, and it's like your foot's 2 inches off. Okay, so when people talk about precision, I got to see it up close for 3 hours, and it was something that left a lasting impression on me, and there was a reason why Michigan won football games, and that was the reason because of a coach like Bo Schembechler. And I want to see what Jason Eck does, and I think he has that same, eye for detail and precision. You have to if you're an offensive lineman, right? That's your craft.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty excited what he can do. And I don't know what to say about people like Gopher. It's a broken record, and maybe I'm a broken record too. But I try to be a broken record for positive things. And the negativity is just, Jeff, you're so much more patient than anybody else I've ever seen. I would have cut him off a long time ago. That doesn't add anything to the discourse.
Well, but it's out there. It's out there until it's proven. Then I understand where people come from. I don't understand the thought process of let's just continue to do the same thing or not invest. And I listen to people who say that we're never going to win, and I hear it, but I just can't get on board with it because I know how important football is to the overall college athletic program, and people love basketball so much. And I'll go back to the same question I asked. How has not investing, and if you're going to tell me you invested 20-something years ago, that's cool, but you've been passed up. How has not investing in football helped your basketball program? And if you respond by saying, look, man, we went to the NCAA tournament the last couple of years, we're back, cool, and then you just got left behind. So tell me how it's helped your basketball program. And it hasn't.
Yeah. And you know, the really ironic thing is, if the state had the will and had the leadership, and they dipped into that 3.9 that's now $4.1 billion just sitting there, 200 million, nobody'd even miss it, and you'd be in a conference. You could buy your way in.
Well,
Boom.
maybe.
Done.
I don't know. Memphis tried it, and no, they didn't. And look, now the Power Four, there's going to be expansion fees. There's going to be buy-in fees. It just got harder and harder. All right, man. Enjoy practice.
Yep.
Later.
Thanks.
Why do I listen to it, JJ? And I hear that all the time. How do you do this? And you probably hear the same thing. How do you listen to the negativity every day? And how do you do it? I want to absorb every point of view. I know there was one guy who says, you only have your point of view and you shoot down. No, I've got mine, and that's what conversation is. Just because you say something doesn't mean I'm going to buy into what you say, just like you don't agree with everything I say or JJ says. But JJ, I listen to it because I know it's out there, and I really, really try to understand it. But in some cases, it's hard. I adamantly, like when you say we invested in football, what do you mean we didn't invest? What did you do in this century? What have you done for the last 25 years for football?
You haven't.
They built that weight room, which they already say is too small, that New Mexico Mutual put up the money for, in the south end zone, which cool.
Well,
okay,
that would lead to frustration. If it's already too small, then that kind of goes to Gopher's point. What are you doing?
Well, do it the right way. I'm with you on that. But I mean, that is the only thing that has been done. Like you put up a new scoreboard in the stadium. Okay, good. Because why? Because you have to have a scoreboard in a stadium. But your point on the fan experience is right. Like if your investment was the most recent is 20 plus years ago.
If things come from that, okay, but you can't just be like, well, if we don't have a Paul McCartney concert in here, this is no good.
Well, I think that's a great point though on the Paul McCartney concert. Like he's playing stadiums everywhere, and nothing wrong with the Isleta Amphitheater. It's a great venue. We've all been there. I love going there. I think it's 12 or 13,000. Where if they're playing stadiums in Denver and Phoenix and everywhere, why wouldn't it be in that place? Well, the sound system's not good enough, Jeff, and they can't really. Well, then.
It's steps. The first step is realizing it's a football stadium, and you need to maximize it for football fans, and then in that process, does it become good enough for other things?
Yeah. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. We're here for you. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. 9 o'clock, we're going to head back to what Stephen Jones had to say, because Cowboy fan, you must be so proud. He's golden. He's almost as good as his daddy. Twin Peaks is bringing the flavor all month long. Close out your nights with late night flatbreads. $8. That's it. $8 from 10 o'clock to close Sunday through Thursday. It's the perfect way to end the evening. You love you some bourbon? So do I. Don't miss their rare bourbon collection, featuring exclusive barrel selects handpicked by the Twin Peaks team. And if you're looking for a job where you can have fun and make great money, they're looking for wait staff, cooks, bartenders, everything. Text WORK4TP. That's WORK4TP to 85000 because Twin Peaks is hiring right now. Happy hours? No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whether you're into tequila cocktails, top shelf spirits, or handcrafted whiskey drinks, Twin Peaks does it all. Served over crystal clear ice balls paired with 29-degree drafts, the perfect way to unwind. And don't forget lunch. Lunch combos every day. Starting at just $7.99. Enjoy savory soups and crisp salads, sandwiches that hit the spot without slowing you down. So whether it's lunch or happy hour, Twin Peaks has the flavors and the views to match.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore, Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one.
We're happy and drinking, and you don't ever hear that story. I'm going to guess that's JJ. That's why you haven't heard a story about sweets at the pit in a while, because how about that? They're full and they're generating revenue, probably. Right?
That is correct.
I'm not sure what to like people tell you. AC said, good morning, Jeff. You're going to have Jerry Palm on the show since he left CBS Sports. It's a good question, man. As we start to line up the lineups for football season, I'll reach out to Jerry. I'm not sure what he's doing, to be honest. I know he's traveling. I see him on the social media all the time, traveling places with Vicky. And I'm not doing the road trip out there, so I don't get to stop in whatever that town was in northern Indiana to have lunch at that brewery with him. That was awesome, actually. Have you ever met Jerry in person? You've talked to him like every Thursday.
Talked to him for a long
For
time.
the last 15 years. Yeah. Bourne says, let's talk about that, Jeff. I think JJ brought up a fair point that needs to be debated, even if he did it in a backhanded way. How much is it going to cost to fix up the stadium? $500 million? Does Paul McCartney type concert, every 3 or 4 years make the benefit worth the cost? You're never going to be able to recover the cost with just global football, especially when in a league where you're playing Wyoming and Tarleton State. So, fair. I guess, is the issue always to recover the cost? And I don't want to lose money either. I don't know that it's going to cost $500 million, but it'll cost a couple $100 million probably. And I would like to believe that you'll get one of those shows more than once every 3 or 4 years. And football and other events. And I think at some point, I just don't know why. It's
what
not
matters
like,
more?
What's that?
What matters more? Every couple years you land the 80-year-old guy that says it's his last tour ever coming through. Or something that could be around for another 60 years that you use.
To have a stadium. Yeah. And to get your football program at a place where you want your football program to be, which will then carry your basketball program and the rest of your athletic program to where hopefully you want it to be. Look, Bourne, I'm not arguing the dollars and cents conversation. I don't think any of us are. You've got to weigh that. I just don't know. I think that has to be the only piece of the conversation. How come every other damn community can figure this out? I mean, help me. Well, their football programs are better. Well, why would they be if they were playing in a 60-year-old stadium that had very few upgrades to it? If Boise State was playing the same old place that they were, well, but they got blue turf. Never mind. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
And AM 610 KNML, the sports animal. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Injuries in camp, football tomorrow, and you guys are talking about stadium renovation. Well, we do that a lot on the show, and I'm glad we do. I'm glad we have the conversation. I'm glad you're in. I don't dislike the opinion that differs from mine or ours. I actually entertain that, and I hope, just because you haven't swayed me or I don't agree with you, I appreciate it. There's a few of you born and Gopher and say don't invest. We've already invested in football and okay, cool. While I disagree, I respect your opinion. I just don't know how you look at it and say, yeah, we've kept up with where college athletics is. And the only JJ, there's two teams in your league that have not really done a lot to their stadium. That's you and Nevada. I'll just say this century, right? This century, and you both got left behind. Now, JJ, you bring up Wyoming all the time, and they've invested a lot. They too got left behind. Market going to Wyoming, the elevation has been a big, 7220 has been a big deal there. But I would tell you, I think Utah State's more of a comp than you are, or than they are. Colorado State might be as well. And that's all.
That highlights why investment would make sense, is because, as you put up, you're a better market than them.
Yes. Yeah. So you can continue that. Let me give you phone numbers: 505-246-0610. Emails: Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com and JJ@sportsanimалabq.com. Training camps go on. The quarterback competition in Indianapolis is interesting. The injury stuff is something to watch. A couple injury stuff. I told you Isaiah Likely, who suffered the small fracture in his foot at the end of Tuesday's practice. Diana Rossini reported this morning that he is going to undergo surgery, and that'll be immediately. And he's expected back sometime late September. Vikings camp, Justin Jefferson, their wide receiver, has been sidelined because of a hamstring injury. Cody Benjamin of CBS said Justin Jefferson seemed to be in good spirits but was not participating. No hamstring history. Or he does have a history of hamstring. I'm sorry. He was limited to 10 games back in 2023. I think, with a guy who's got hamstring issues in the past, I think that's something to watch. JJ, he's the best receiver in the game. I think hamstrings linger. I say sit him until September, whatever, when you open up.
He's got to get those reps with J.J. McCarthy.
Okay. He's got to get his hamstring back. I mean, what's more important? I'm not worried about that guy.
Availability.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him. Running back Joe Mixon, Texans. Foot injury, JJ. Worked out in the offseason, missed the offseason program. NFL media is reporting that they plan to reevaluate him closer to the regular season. Look, man, if you're not even saying we think he's going to be back at the beginning of the year, that he's out for a week, if this has been lingering since the offseason and he's still hurt, to me, this is significant.
Nick Chubb season.
So how much does Nick Chubb have left? I think Nick Chubb is really interesting. He's been injured the majority of the last 3 seasons, right? The Browns gave up on him. Texans got him. Value Nick Chubb for me. I mean, you can do it in fantasy terms and in regular terms.
He's going to be really valuable to start the season. A lot of touchdown potential. And now the fantasy spin is he's a guy that you can draft mid-round. With Joe Mixon being out, it might push him up a little bit. Not taking him as my number one running back. But if you go wide receiver heavy early and you're looking for an RB2, like Nick Chubb's a dude you can slide in there and then take some of those other names later in the draft that could get a spot, whether it's some of the rookie running backs or guys that you waiting on, like Tank Bigsby, Tajay Spears, players like that.
Look, I look at him, and whilst he's been hurt, I think he's got a lot to play for. He's got an incentive-based contract. He hasn't been hit for the better part of the last couple of years. He was terrific when he was healthy. And even if he's not a Pro Bowler again, I like me some Nick Chubb right now. If Joe Mixon's out, by the way, I think it's a big hit to what Houston's trying to do, because I think Joe Mixon was a big part of what they did last year.
Very good running back, but the reality of the situation is you can plug and play running backs easier. They're one of those teams that good running back play can make a huge difference because of the offense that they have. And C.J. Stroud, bounce back season. They need a bounce back season from him first and foremost. Both Nico Collins, they have enough that it's all right. Plug and play at running back. Chubb's still a giant question mark.
Yes,
he's played 10 games in 2 years.
That's right. That's right. No, he's been injured a lot. Season-ending knee injury in 2023. He missed the first 6 games of 2024. Came back, scored a touchdown. He's been hurt. If that knee is good, I think he's good. All right, we're going to revisit the Cowboys here. Adam Schefter reported yesterday that the negotiations between the Cowboys and Micah Parsons are further away now than they were during the spring. Adam Schefter, the guy who's never wrong on ESPN. Quote, the two sides have gone backwards, not forwards. I don't think they're speaking very much these days, if at all. This negotiation, when it was a negotiation, has gone sideways. It's not a negotiation right now. There's really no conversation about getting a deal done. End quote. I'm going to tell you something. I think Micah Parsons plays this year. I think Micah Parsons plays well. I'm starting to believe that he plays on his current deal and pieces out. I know they can franchise him next year. And they probably would in that situation.
So there's no peace out for Parsons.
Yeah, there's no peace out. So what does he make, $40 million next year on a 1-year deal? And he's just angry. Right?
It's just unnecessary to be in this position with Micah Parsons. But it's the Cowboys, and you come to expect it. And these are all the things you can point to as why they haven't been able to find consistency as a franchise. Because let everyone else make the noise. Don't make it yourself. But all they want to do is make it themselves.
Cowboy fans, and we're going to revisit this. I know we spent a lot of time on this in the 7 o'clock hour, but I know the audience completely turns over. Stephen Jones, son of Jerry, COO of the Dallas. Is he COO or CEO? I got two different. It doesn't matter. Whatever. He's a C something O. He's a big dog. He's the owner's kid. He was on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas yesterday. Stephen Jones talking about the Micah Parsons deal. Quote, we don't drag deals out. We do deals when there's an opportunity to do a deal. Certainly no one knows what goes on internally with a particular negotiation, but sometimes agents and players are ready to pull the trigger until they see other cards play. What we're not going to do is go out there and do something that's irresponsible in the name of getting a deal done 1 month earlier, end quote. JT, with that, as I read that again, what that just said to me is we had a deal done and the agent and the player backed out when they saw somebody else get paid. So maybe they had a deal done at let's just say $35 million annually, and then before they signed it, one of these $40 million deals got done, and the player backed out. Do you believe Micah Parsons is the best pass rusher in the game? Because I do not.
No.
Why is it that the latest has to be the market breaker?
Because he's in that conversation.
Oh,
he's not. It's not a Cortland Sutton deal. It's not whatever guy we're talking about. This is all right, if those other guys aren't there, is that the next best dude? And the answer is yes.
Okay. So if TJ Watt's making $41 million, and Myles Garrett's making $40 million, I don't know what the Cowboys are offering. I'm going to guess it was in the area of $35 million a year, which, again, we're just talking stratospheric numbers, right? But if they come in, it's just an embarrassment thing. If he signs for $38 million average per year, but gets his guaranteed money, is it? And again, I know I've said this.
So why are you playing this game, man?
I don't know.
You have money to burn. You're the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know.
You gave Dak Prescott $60 million per year, highest annual average value for a quarterback. And so does that then give you cold feet on these other deals? Okay,
probably.
Micah Parsons, if you're comparing players and their ceiling and elite ability, is more worth that deal than Dak Prescott, even with what a quarterback means to a team.
Yeah, but you just got torched on the quarterback deal. Or at
then
least
don't sign any football player to a deal longer than 1 year because they can get hurt.
And of course, that's not how it works. Well, yeah. I wonder if it's because I think the precedent that has been set long ago behooves nobody in these negotiations where the next guy's got to be the highest paid. right? Wherever this started.
But we've always the hard thing for the Cowboys is the next guy's just not some random dude. It's been Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. We're talking elite players.
I get it.
And that's what happens with elite players.
Okay. Is Micah Parsons elite, or is he really, really good?
He's elite. The numbers back it up, man.
Okay.
Like the quarterback pressure.
Then pay him in that stratosphere. It just doesn't. This is where I would sit, and I don't know how to make this. If the player is intent on breaking the market and setting the new thing so he can say for 2 days that I'm the highest paid guy, then I got a decision to make. Do I have to hold and save $3 million a year because I think you're worth 38 instead of 41?
Because just give it 1 year and someone's going to have a bigger contract.
100%.
But at least you got your guys signed.
Well, give it 2 months. Like again, 2 months ago you had him at 36. Now he wants 41.5 or 41.6. It's just such a bad precedent. The other part of this is the fact that Stephen Jones can sit there with a straight face and say we don't drag deals out. It is just comedy. I mean, go back to Zeke. Go back to CeeDee Lamb. Go back to Dak Prescott. That was a year ago. For crying out, are you kidding me? You could have had all those guys for way less money if you get them done, I say in a timely fashion, whatever that means, if you get them done earlier. But every time you wait, somebody else gets signed, the market goes up, their asking price goes up, and you pay more. But we don't drag deals out? Are you out of your freaking mind? Sometimes you wonder, do people hear themselves talk? And then Stephen Jones kind of went off on the situation with Trayvon Diggs. And Trayvon Diggs rehabbed his knee injury outside of Cowboys facility, and they charged him $500,000 for that. And I know you're okay with that. I'm not as okay as you are with that. I'd love to know a little bit more on the details on that. But part of his contract said if he wasn't there for 84% of the off-season workouts, then he was subject to fine, and they hit him for $500,000.
Show up. It's a Kawhi Leonard thing. It's Spurs when he's like he didn't want to rehab with the team, didn't trust the team. Okay, well there's no conversation, because if you talk to the Cowboys and said I'll check in here, there, wherever with the doctors, but this is what I'm going to do in the off season, could you have worked something out? Possibly. It just sounds like the dude was off doing his thing, got fined, and was like, "Oh, why are you fining me? It's in your contract. Oh, that hurts my feelings."
Now he's hurt feelings. I mean, you're just pissing everybody off left and right, man. And maybe that's the job of the boss. I don't know. Maybe that's how it is to be boss. I just got to piss everybody off. I'm just going to tell you, man, the places where there tends to be the most noise rarely win. Rarely. Now, I'm not telling you never, because the Lakers did it for years and they won, and there was a ton of noise always around them. The franchise in the National Football League over the last 30 years where there's the most noise every year is who? Now, we've had random things where it was the Jets with Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre going to Minnesota, whatever. But on a regular basis, over the years, the most noise every year is the Dallas Cowboys. How much have they won over the last 30 years? Just asking. Oh, wait, I know the answer.
But winning doesn't always give you the headlines.
So we want headlines or we want to win?
Dallas wants the headlines.
Oh, no. They deny that. Absolutely deny that. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. One of the big free agents in the NBA market is deciding, does he stay where he is or does he go? And you decide if this is enough money for this player. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 294-7684 or visit HansWillerAuto.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
NBA stuff's going on in the offseason as well. Jonathan Kuminga. How good do you think he is? And I think that's up for debate. Warriors made another push to get him. They've offered him 2 years, $45 million. What's Jonathan Kuminga worth to you? It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. 2 years, $45. If he hits the free agent market, what's Jonathan Kuminga going to get? He's shown you flashes. He's shown you non-flash. I mean, flashes both ways, right? What's he worth to you? That's going on. And then, have you seen Luka Doncic? He was in New York at a park. He's almost unrecognizable, dude. I mean, if that translates into that dude getting better, it took him going to the Lakers and LeBron busting his coulions a little bit, and he got in shape. Like, he looks like a different cat.
That's scary.
Don't you think?
Because I'm still a fan of Fat Luka because he got a team to the NBA championship.
Doey Doncic.
Or NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Like, Doey Doncic was a dude. And Dallas and say, yeah, see, I told you so. Okay, you couldn't have figured this out in the last 2 or 3 years. You couldn't have been like Luka. Let's go. Let's get you on the cover of Men's Health. Let's do it. It took the Lakers to do it. That says more to me about Dallas and their franchise as opposed to them just pointing at Luka going, oh, he doesn't care, this or that. You had him there. He was locked in. Long-term deal. House, car, everything. All in on Dallas. And now the dude is showing you what's up.
Do you attribute that to LeBron?
I attribute it to a little bit of everything.
Okay.
It is the fact that he got traded. It probably shocked him. Then the constant noise around it. And then going in there and going, man, LeBron is 40 years old. Still looks like that. Can still play like that. All right.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think at some point you get tired of hearing about it. You can like you can sit on your laurels and talent gets you so far, and he's got insane talent, and you rest on the fact that look how good I am. I'm all NBA. I took a team to the finals, and I enjoy my ice cream, right, or whatever it is.
And if we dig deeper into last year, it was a calf injury that slowed him down.
Okay,
and we should not expect at this point in time a player that is dealing with a calf injury to be in good shape then and or push it because everyone is popping their Achilles.
It's become more obvious that the calf is related to Achilles, and big name dudes who have had calf injuries have turned those into Achilles injuries. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I think you get tired of listening to the mess. I'm going to guess there was a conversation with LeBron. Maybe one day it comes out. And I'm not one that gives LeBron a lot of credit, but if in fact that happened, I'll give him a ton of credit. Because if nothing else, LeBron James' work ethic is unquestionable. To your point, the fact that that dude's north of 40 and is in the shape that he's in and his game is still what it is remarkable. And so if there was a conversation, then good for LeBron and good for Luka to listen to it. Luka's what, 26? Right? He's done it, his whole life, his young life. But, I mean, at 26, he's now a veteran. He's done it a certain way, and he's had more than a fair share of success. Kind of just doing it his way. And I don't know, maybe he's never been shown an example of it. I don't know. I don't know what makes things click with certain people. But to your point, why couldn't Dallas do that? Why couldn't Dallas get someone in there? And maybe, JJ, maybe there's very few people with the credibility, the clout of a LeBron James to get in your ear and say, dude, do you want to go from being, great to one of the greats? Because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between great and being one of the greats.
There's Dirk Nowitzki. There's plenty of people in Dallas that
could have done that.
And especially to line it up with a feature in a magazine, that doesn't happen overnight.
It's insane, man. It really is insane. But and let's see how it translates to his game. But when you see pictures of that dude, it's flat out unrecognizable. It's a different cat.
Like, and what does that mean?
I don't know.
Like,
that's what we're gonna see.
It's not going to make him a better defender. That's ultimately comes down to just effort and figuring out ways to be.
Would it be something though if he decides that he's going to commit on the defensive end? I mean, it might be a whole new mindset. I don't know.
Just different effort level overall invested. But does LeBron help? Yes, he is that impactful of a figure. But this is something I did take a step back and go, this could have happened at any point over the last 3 years in Dallas.
And why not?
And all they wanted to do was then get to a point where they said, we don't care. This guy's no good. We can't get anywhere with him. Ship him to Lakers.
All right. When we come back, I got couple of emails on the stadium, the issue, and you know, why should we do it? Let's just, I mean, and listen to you. But we've had the conversation about investing in facilities and what does it mean. I got more from you. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. Emails Jeff at sportsanimal, abq.com, and JJ at sportsanimal, abq.com. Thinking about a bathroom remodel, maybe two? Rebath of Albuquerque is your spot. The fastest growing remodeling company in America, but locally owned and locally operated. They are the biggest in the country. They guarantee and warranty their work, and they are spectacular. Look, I have blind spots, right? I tell you, yard work, and I'm not a contractor. You're probably not a contractor either, but they are. This gives you peace of mind. There's zero risk in this because they handle everything from A to Z. Not sure what you want? They have tons of examples. You go by and get ideas. I was in the showroom. I walked through it. I'm amazed by what they have, the different looks. And then you start looking at the quality of what they do. They're reputable. They have a nationwide warranty. They're efficient. They're convenient. And they do full bathrooms within 5 days. You've heard the nightmares of these jobs that go on and on and on for months. That's not Rebath of Albuquerque. They assign you a crew. That is your crew. They get a full bathroom done from floor to full remodel within 5 days. Their crews are dedicated to your job. Locally owned by people you know, people you can trust, people who are invested in this community. Cole and Sarah McCamey bought this company. They love this community. Cole, the former quarterback at the University of New Mexico, tremendous success there from Artesia. Sarah grew up in a great business family here in Albuquerque. Known the family for years. She's a graduate of the Anderson School of Business at the University of New Mexico. Call them for an estimate. They're going to send a design consultant out to your home. There's no high pressure. This is solution-based. There's nowhere else to call. Rebath of Albuquerque. Go online. It's rebath.com. Click on the Albuquerque location or just give them a call. 505-312-8922. 505-312-8922. It's Rebath of Albuquerque.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Located on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. A little good news yesterday. I don't know if this has been put out by UNM, JJ. But for men's basketball, Tomislav Buljan, the European big man. Now, I don't know how many years of eligibility he's got, but from what we understand, the NCAA did declare him eligible to play this year yesterday. So, he came over. He had to get over here, and because he played pro and he's 22 years old, they had to make sure to clear him through the NCAA. He's been practicing, but we understand that he has been cleared by the NCAA, and he'll be eligible to play this year, which I think is gigantic for them.
Yeah, that's coming from the de facto general manager.
Yep.
So, let's go.
That's right. So that's great news for UNM basketball. All right, 505-246-0610. We get you a couple emails. This is on the investment in facilities, and Glenn says this is another person that says, how much is enough, Jeffy? It's not just facilities, it's NIL. And now apparently the new model includes paying money to get or stay in a conference. And for what? Is there that much more media cash available? How many more ways can they force people to shell out to watch games? Now it's not just this TV package and that TV package. You got to have 15 streaming subscriptions. At some point, don't you need to tap out and redirect those resources to having a good business school? Or telling your fans, instead of athletics, give those George Washies to your, at least according to them, chronically underfunded medical school. It's from Glenn. That's your option, is tap out and say we're not doing athletics. But they're not doing that because they believe the marketing value of what athletics does is worth it, and that's why all these universities everywhere sponsor athletics. Glenn, the way I would respond is the cost of business is going up. I don't know what you do for a living, but I'm going to assume the cost of doing business has gone up. Has probably changed. The model has changed. I know that I run a bowl game, and I know everything that we do costs more than it did 10 or 15 years ago. I know that the model has changed, right? I'm going to guess if you run an insurance agency or sell bicycles or whatever it is, the cost of doing business has gone up. And so, yes, that's your choice. At some point, do you continue to stay in the game and understand that it costs more and that the model changes? Or do you, in your words, tap out? I mean, I don't know how else to put it, JJ. I understand where Glenn's coming from. And from the fans' perspective, it's getting more and more frustrating. Because you do. I have to get how many subscriptions to watch the damn game? I get it. Not only do I have to have my TV subscription, but now I got to have Paramount Plus, and I got to have, I got it. I sense the frustration. And the answer is, you either tap out or you evolve. I'm not telling you it's easier or cheaper or even more beneficial to the fan, other than every game is available to you now. Every game, where 15 years ago, every game was not. So. Grady says a brand new perspective. Quality free content producers or providers of the OD and AM. During the conversation about Lobo men's basketball schedule, current and future, I had a chuckle. You all mimicked a familiar gripe, one that I often mock. Why am I paying to go to watch insert team they've never heard of here? Now, that's an interesting new perspective. Call me crazy, but I think one buys season tickets to watch their team play. As is almost always the case, those no-name teams prove to be quite competitive and make for exciting contests. Watching your team play and compete in competitive games, how horrible that must be. The whiners spewing that tired, unoriginal toxins about what's wrong and why nothing will ever work aren't fans of anything here in New Mexico, have apparently made their life's work to point out everything that's wrong. I love the move to make the non-revenue sports free to attend. As a track dad whose kid actually ran at one of UNM's meets last year, I'd love to see more people in the stands. And I think the low price of free, $99, might just do that. Celebrate your successes and your successful sports. And as we learned by the Directors' Cup standings, UNM has plenty to celebrate. Build a following of your brand and actively invite the public to watch and enjoy your successes without a feeling, or what a refreshing brand new perspective on UNM athletics. Grady in the Village by way of UNM. P.S. I wonder when the math and business buildings renovations will recover their costs. That's a fair point. You just put how much money into your chemistry building. When am I recovering the cost of that $100 million I just put into that, or $10 million, or whatever I put in? That's fair. All right, 505-246-0610. I think the Tomislav Bullion news, JJ, is huge. To have a banger, to have a big guy, as it was explained to us too, and I this is usually right with European players. When you have European skills, right, you can catch the ball, you can pass the ball. It's a more open game, and with a coach who's going to play from the outside in, right? To be able to play the perimeter, to be able to move the ball, to be able to move without the ball, to be able to catch the ball. And I'm not telling you, American players don't do that, but when you bring in a 22-year-old guy who's played European Pro Ball with those skills and now is eligible, now I feel more excited about that. I like I said, I do like the construction of that men's basketball roster.
He's a man.
You like the construction of the roster too, don't you?
I do. For 100% turnover, there's a lot of really interesting pieces with the style of play and then the athletes that they have.
Do they put out preseason odds on Coach of the Year in Mountain West Conference? If they do, I might put a couple shekels down on Eric Olin. I mean, I don't know what it would be. Just to see. Just to
see if there's any posted at Media Day.
Yeah, but just to see where they might be. One other NBA thing. We were just talking a couple NBA things with Luca. They're going to international games. They're going to Berlin and London. The Grizzlies and Magic are going to play in Berlin and in London. January 15th in Berlin and 3 days later in London. This is the NFL model. Take your game overseas, see what it does. In fact, there was one of the NFL owners said earlier this week that within a couple of years, if not next year, every single NFL team will play at least one overseas game. And I know that screws with your fantasy football because it's 7:30 in the morning game and you got injuries, and I hate those damn games. That's just from my perspective. It's all about me.
How many international issues do you have?
Well, I mean, if there's, let's just say you got a receiver that's kind of injured and you're waiting for the reports to come out in the 11 o'clock games and you're going to play him, that your backups are going to play in that 7:30 game. Those get me every time. Plus, I got to get up really early. Sometimes I'm up because, and then I got a tee time and I got to go out and decide who's playing. And I mean, it's about me.
No.
Yes. It messes with my tee time.
Dude, I don't know how you survive on the weekend.
No, it's tough being me, man. And then you put the game on in the cart, but you got to find it's a different streaming thing, like what's my guy said. Well, they're usually on the NFL Network, aren't they?
The international games, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can find that on the stream. All right, we'll wrap you up when we get back. 505-246-0610. You still have time to get in emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal, to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
What are people going to be talking about as you get through your Wednesday? New Mexico United plays today at Hartford. Back to the USL. Actually, JT, they've won once in like the last 2 months. New Mexico United has. Third in the table in the Western Conference. Isotopes are back at it today. They'll be at home here on the Sports Animal against Sacramento. 6:30 first pitch, 6:15 pregame with Josh Sushan here on the Sports Animal. Stephen Jones says we do not drag deals out with the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's laughing at him, and the evidently the negotiations with Micah Parsons are further and further apart. And Isaiah Likely, the tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, is going to undergo surgery on his foot. I thought this would be a really good story to kind of close with today, considering the conversation we've had locally in regards to a stadium, and nobody, you've already invested in the stadium here in Albuquerque, JJ, because, 27, 28, well, it was more than that. It was 30 plus years ago you built the Todine. I mean, how much more investment do you want? That was 30 something years ago they put that building up. And 27 years ago they enclosed the north end zone, and 22 years ago they built an indoor practice facility. JJ, I mean, enough is enough. All right, cool. Have you heard of Buford High School? Do you know where that is?
I'm going to take a guess.
Yeah.
It's in Texas.
It's in the south, but it's not in Texas. It's in Georgia. It's outside Atlanta. The Buford High School football team opened up their new stadium. They're going to play in it this year. Their new state-of-the-art facility opened up with a price tag of $62 million. Buford High School. The new stadium has 10,000 seats. And by the way, there's seats. It has 15 covered luxury suites, a 2-story field house with locker rooms, a 3,500 square foot video board. Southern football. They're considered one of the best teams in Georgia. They'll open up on August 14th when they get a big game against Milton. The facility, as you look at the pictures, looks, well, without due respect, it's nicer than what we got. Now it's 10,000 seats. It was $62 million. Where'd the money come from? Because I think that's a fair question. Where did the money come from? The $62 million football stadium called Philip Beard Stadium was funded through, and this is interesting, because I don't know how people would feel about this, an educational special purpose local option sales tax. It was a voter-approved 1% sales tax in Buford, specifically dedicated to funding capital projects for Buford City schools. So the city of Buford managed the construction payments, and then they were subsequently reimbursed by these funds. So the initial project was $30 million. Hell, double. Inflation caused the price to double, basically. The whole thing was done in 8 months. It opened, I guess, in July of 2025, but I don't know why they're just now having this whole, well, I guess this is July 2025, isn't it? Never mind. 10,000 seat capacity. I don't know. How would that go over? People lose their mind over a 0.5% tax to build. I mean, they would, right? A 0.5% tax? People would lose their mind to build a stadium?
Anything sports related. Full stop.
This is a high school stadium. Have you seen it? I mean, it is spectacular.
Like, you're still dealing with people when stories come out about United moving forward with their stadium.
Yeah.
Like, we voted no on this. Like, we voted no on the old city funded thing, but not this. And they're still going crazy.
Yeah. $62 million. Nicer than a lot of college stadiums. 15 suites. You know how many suites we have here? 7. Their opener is going to be nationally televised. I just, every picture of it, you're just going, damn, dude. That's Georgia. It's the South. It's football. All right, they can do it. All right, what do you get tonight? This is your last night before football. Tomorrow night you get the NFL. Connie Mack World Series is going on today in Farmington. Winners bracket game, you'll get Midland Southwest against Southern California. That's the 7:30 game tonight. Early on, you get consolation brackets. United Baseball plays the Dallas Patriots, and Zinger Prospects take on Tulsa Sandlot. Doolin Dodgers are the other undefeated team. There's three undefeated teams left in the winners bracket. Looking forward to getting up there on Friday. I'll have the championship game of this on CBS Sportsnet with Ray Birmingham. Looking forward to doing that. Scott Coletti's been doing the play-by-play throughout the week. Him, Aaron Rivera, Provy's doing a great job with that. Adrian, tell that crew that, I know they've been working their butts off up there. Late nights, early mornings. They're doing a great job, and it looks good. You can go over to Provy Networks and take a look at what they're doing. It's on Comcast Channel 26 as well. But really, really nice stuff that's going on there. You get baseball tonight. Some big series going on. And then the trade deadline. JJ, I got to believe something pops today, right? With the trade deadline?
Yes, something's got to pop.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know who, there's going to be some pitching move. I just don't know that I think there's going to be a blockbuster. The biggest name is Eugenio Suarez. I do think he gets traded. I just don't know who's willing to pay that price and what Arizona's going to demand. But I look at places, who needs a slugger? Everybody. I don't think it's the Yankees. We haven't had a conversation about the Ryan McMahon trade. How'd you feel about that with the Rockies getting rid of Ryan McMahon and sending him to the Yankees?
Makes a ton of sense. One of the valuable assets you have. Get some pitching prospects back. And
you're okay with what you got back?
Yeah.
Because you need
Keep your fingers crossed. Arms in the system can work their way up.
You just needed that. Yeah, I think that's 100% right. So you'll get that today, and like I said, tomorrow. You'll be back in it with football. Les is replying to Grady because Les always does. Jeff, this is such a silly comparison. You spend money on your house in the chemistry building. Why not the stadium? The difference is I'm using my house money every day. Hopefully it was thought out properly that chemistry built classes and events almost every day. You're using your stadium 6-7 times a year, maybe 8 if you can get a concert or Easter service. Okay. I guess for all everybody who's saying don't spend any more money on the stadium, I'm cool with that. I understand it. I disagree with you. I think the answer is then just drop athletics. Not drop football. Because somehow you all think that you're going to drop football and you're going to be Gonzaga. Because then you'll play in the Southland Conference. And JG, maybe that argument's not right anymore. With Grand Canyon coming in, not playing football, maybe you would stay in the Mountain West Conference as constructed going forward. Right? I imagine you could.
The changes have not helped football in terms of there being a push to really invest in that product. Because power conference is off the table.
I think a power conference has always been off the table. Yeah.
Then what's the reality moving forward is, this is your reality. It's Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, or worse. Or worse. You think there's a guarantee that this thing stays together? I think you're wrong. All right, the Herd with Colin Coward's next. Jim Rome Show's after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. Isotopes in Sacramento after that. We're back with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, you guys are killing it over there. Appreciate what you do on the visual side. Thank you. He is JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf, They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.